Welcome to AutoInstruct. In today's video we're talking about the brand new GFB DVX Diverter Valve for MK7 Golf Rs and Audi S3s. Now what makes this diverter valve different to anything else that's currently on the market is due to two main points. Firstly, it retains the OEM electronic solenoid diverter valve, which means faster response. And secondly, it's infinitely adjustable in terms of how much is vented to atmosphere. So you have it completely closed, halfway or fully open, depending on your needs. So the way this works is this is mounted onto the factory turbo in the OEM mounting position. We run a small vacuum hose to this remote solenoid mounting block, which is actually mounted on a spare bolt hole on the engine block, which GFB have decided to use, which is great. So let's mount onto the engine block, and then we mount the electronic solenoid onto here. The two are connected with a small section of vacuum hose, which is also included, and then away we go. Now what I'll show you today is how to install the electronic solenoid onto the mounting block, and then we'll head over to the car and install the rest of it and put it all together and give you a few sound clips as well. So first of all, with the OEM solenoid, you simply pull out the piston, and if the piston pulls out separately, you also need to pull out this plastic ring that comes with it. So you're left with this. From there, we pull out the spring and simply insert the new spring supplied by GFB and then new plunger. Once those two are on, this is mounted onto the mounting block, and you simply need to make sure that this plastic dowel lines up with a little guide hole here. So carefully put them together, making sure the plunger's lined up. And once they're together like that, they'll slightly click in when that dowel's in place, like so. And then you simply put the bolts in and tighten it accordingly. Now once these bolts are all installed and tightened, we'll go ahead and mount this to the engine block and then install the diverter valve portion onto the turbo. So we've already gone ahead and removed some of the intake piping and the OEM diverter solenoid. So now we're going to go ahead and install the DVX. Now in this case, you've got to make sure that the internal port, which you can see here, is facing towards the intake area. So like that, it will go in this way. And once in position, using the stock bolts that were on the factory solenoid, we simply do this up. Now that the diverter valve is mounted, we've run the hose into the remote solenoid mounting block, and it's time to mount this onto the block of the engine. So there's a small alignment pin here, which locks into a little hole on the block there. And once it's in position, we'll get our bolt, screw it in. Once tight, we then reconnect the OEM diverter valve loom onto the diverter. Now we can reinstall the intake piping and the job's done. Thanks for watching our video today on how to install a GFB DVX Diverter Valve on a MK7 Golf R. This diverter valve can be purchased through the AutoInstruct online store, and for more products and tutorials head over to autoinstruct.com.au. Thanks for watching.